Namaste. Today, through this video, I am going to take you to a journey, not just through words, but through soul. The journey of a lifetime, the journey to the excess of the world, the journey to my and your and everyone's source, the journey to the place that's heaven on the earth, the same heaven that ancient scriptures across all religions talk about in different names: eternal, silent, timeless, alive, Kailash. Yes, I am going to take you to the journey to Kailash, the abode of ultimate reality, the abode of supreme Shiva. There are some experiences, there are some journeys which are very difficult to put in words, and Kailash is one of them. Not just one of them, Kailash is that journey which is very difficult to explain. It has been many years since I've been trying to find the right words to share my experience with fellow seekers. Not because anyone has asked me, but because I myself want to share with seekers that what can Kailash do to you and what Kailash did to me. So through this video, through all of you, I'm once again making an attempt, and I hope with Shiva's grace, I'm able to find the right words to share my realization at Kailash. I hope that this video, which is not a story, it's my devotional offering, my heartfelt desire that this video reaches the true seekers of ultimate reality, the true seekers of truth, the true seekers of Shiva. So the story starts when I was a small child, probably 5 or 6 year old. And since then, I had this very strange pull towards Kailash. And back then, I didn't even know what Kailash is or who resides in Kailash, what is there in Kailash. All I knew was that I have to reach this place. When I used to hear the word Kailash or Shiva, I used to have this very strange feeling, that feeling of, you know, that blissful feeling, that silence, the deep silence within me. When children my age used to dream about traveling across the world, I had only one dream, only one desire: to reach Kailash. And years later, when the moment came in July of 2019, 6 years ago, when I actually reached Kailash and I stood still there, I could feel that my soul was being pulled by Kailash. So it would be wrong to say that I went to Kailash, because no one can reach Kailash on their own. until and unless you get a calling from Kailash. Your soul is called to Kailash. You can't reach there. I could feel that after many lifetimes, my soul has finally reached its home. Kailash, as I said, is the axis of the world. It's the it's the center of that cosmic energy from where we have all originated. For thousands of years, many mystics, sages, saints from different religions gone to Kailash and realized the ultimate truth. And they knew that Kailash is not just a peak, and they've realized it, that Kailash is no ordinary mountain. It's not just a peak, but it is the presence. It is the present that we all crave for. Kailash is that fourth state of consciousness, the Turiya, which our Upanishads talk about. But Kailash on its own is beyond any scripture. Kailash is beyond holy books. Kailash is beyond any philosophical thought. Kailash is beyond belief, beyond rituals. It's beyond everything. There is no label, no identity, no religion, no race, nothing. And that is when you realize that Kailash, which is pure consciousness, and you are part of that pure consciousness. Standing there in front of Kailash, I felt as if, you know, one by one, all my identities, all my illusions, all my labels have been stripped by the ultimate reality. As if, just my soul is standing there and there is no body. Even the wind there, even even the wind at Kailash feels so ancient, as if this wind has experienced the ultimate truth, as if this wind has experienced the origin of universe. It has seen the birth of stars. There are no words. You don't even find yourself having any kind of, you know, tangible experience that you can share with. There are no words because Kailash doesn't speak to the mind. Kailash speaks to your soul. And I felt that. There is, that's why at Kailash, you don't conquer Kailash. So far, no one has been able to climb Kailash. Kailash, as we all know, it's outside of the Indian territory. It's in the region that China has conquered. I mean, the Tibet region, which is in control of China. But you can't conquer Kailash. Even China has not been able to climb the peak of Kailash. No one has. And anyone who has ever tried is met with an, some mysterious death or has never returned. So you can't conquer Kailash. You can't climb Kailash. All you can do is that you can silently do a parikrama around Kailash with humility, with silence. Kailash, as I said, is beyond any imagination. And only once you reach Kailash, you can understand. I mean, of course, Shiva is beyond any understanding, beyond any logic, but at least you can understand the nature of Shiva, because the nature of Shiva and the nature of Kailash is one. Only after reaching there, I realized that Shiva is beyond labels, beyond identities, beyond forms. Shiva is not what I've been used to imagining Shiva as. Kailash makes you experience that Nirakar Shiva, that formless energy, that energy which is there within each one of us. They say that Kailash is the abode of Shiva. I say this entire world, this entire universe is the abode of Shiva. Of course, with his energies being centered at Kailash. So the first realization that I had at Kailash was that Shiva is not a Hindu god. The, I mean, we are so used to calling Shiva the Hindu god, Shiva the Hindu deity. No, Shiva is not Hindu. Shiva is not Indian. Shiva is universal consciousness. And when we call him the Hindu god, we actually insult the supreme consciousness. Shiva is that supreme reality which every religion worships with different names. And Shiva has no name. Standing there, I had this thought that why Shiva has chosen a place which is outside the boundaries, the territories of the country whose people worship him. I mean, ideally, Kailash should be in India. If Shiva is Indian, if Shiva belongs to only Hindus, then ideally Kailash should have been inside the territory of India. Do you think that supreme reality, that supreme consciousness is so weak that it can't decide its place where it wants to be? The fact that Shiva has chosen a place outside of Indian territory is a messaging to its devotees that I belong to all. I am not just your God, I belong to all. No one can claim me. No one can claim Shiva. No region, no religion, no race. Not even his devotees can claim him. I mean, with these realizations, actually, I came back with a lot of clarity. When I went there, I was a confused seeker. When I I came back with full clarity on Shiva. I came back as a seeker who got what her soul was searching for. As I said, Shiva is beyond any philosophical thought. And it is foolish on our part to make an attempt to put him in any label, any philosophical thought. He's beyond all of that. For a scientist, Shiva is in his discoveries. For a mathematician, Shiva is in his algorithms. For an artist, Shiva in his art. For a musician, Shiva is in his music. For a dancer, Shiva is in his dance. For a devotee, Shiva is in their heart. So there is not even a 1 mm of space where Shiva is not there. Usually, people who go to Kailash, I mean, you must have heard stories about Kailash that anyone who reaches Kailash, they feel or they have these changes in their body structure. I mean, even I had read, experiences of some travelers that their nails grew faster or they had a abnormal growth of their hair, or some had even written that they feel that the aging process has slowed down. I i don't know about that. All I can say is that yes, I don't know about the physical part of it, but all I know is that Kailash gave me a rebirth. I felt as if the moment I reached there, I left everything. I mean, a part of me was left behind, left at Kailash, as if the life has been given a reset button to start fresh, as if everything about me dissolved there. All my impurities, all my karmas of not just of this life, but several lifetimes, as if my soul took a new birth. So, yes, Kailash did give me a new birth, a new life, a new purpose for my life. Kailash is beyond the physical realm. Kailash is in the spiritual realm. So Kailash doesn't change you physically. Kailash changes you spiritually. People often ask me that do they have to go to Kailash to experience all this? As I said, you don't go to Kailash unless you are called. So, yes, if you feel that Kailash is calling you, if you ever get a calling from Kailash, then do go. Please go. Don't go as a tourist. Don't go as a someone who wants to go on an adventure trip. Go as a seeker, and you will come back with Shiva. Go with humility. Go with love. Go with devotion. I went there as a seeker. I went there with all my labels. I went there as a Hindu. I went there as an Indian. And I came back as a universal soul. I came back with a lot of compassion. I went there with confusion. I came back with crystal clear clarity, not just about myself, but about the ultimate reality, about who I am, from where I have come, and what is the purpose of my life. I came back with compassion, not just for people who are around me, but for everyone. It was very, very difficult for me to, you know, see people with identities. After coming back, for me, all the identities, all the labels, all these divisions made by the society have actually dissolved. I no longer see people with nationalities, identities, religions, because deep inside me, I know that what is there in me, the Shiva that is there in me, is there in everyone. I'm not becoming less Hindu, I'm becoming more Shiva. So, yes, if you get a call from Kailash, go with all humility and you will come back with Shiva. And if you are not able to go, then sit in silence, because there's a Kailash inside each one of us. Connect with your inner Kailash. There's Shiva residing in every breath that we take, and that Shiva is waiting for you to connect with him. Connect with that Shiva. Om Namah Shivaya. As I said, that Kailash is beyond words. Kailash is beyond any language, I mean, it's very difficult for anyone to ever explain. But yes, this was my honest attempt to let the seekers know that Kailash is that ultimate reality, that ultimate truth that your soul is seeking. And I do hope that if you are a seeker, you get a calling from Kailash.